fucking live.
All right.
May viewer na.
Yeah. Sharing it to public?
Yes, please.
Yes. Oi, Bruce, what's up?
Hello, Bruce.
No, Bruce.
What's
Bibili na ba
up?
tayo ng Mina Shirakawa photobook?
Papasabay ka eh.
It's an ebook. It's not going to show up in your doorstep. Your parents don't have to find it.
Hello, Glendale.
What's up, brother?
Para sa mga gising, unlike Hiltulog, ang inang yan.
No, it's an ebook. I mean, you're gonna get it first. He's gonna get it first. We're not gonna get it in our mail.
Unless sa pasabay niya pinabili. Hindi ako una makakabasa.
E-book siya.
E-book. Okay. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
I misheard.
Wait, may nagbibenta pa ba ng actual physical magazine at this point?
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Do not go to a fully booked.
Wala sa ano, wala dito.
Terminally online ka lang, Emil. Go touch some grass.
Pupunta akong Kinokuniya sa Singapore, Emil. Papakita ko sa'yo yung mga gravure books.
Hello, Ina. What's up?
Since maulan ng panahon, who would you bring with you if you're stranded sa malakas na baha? Yeah, of course, Ina would bring Darby Allin.
I'd probably bring Braun Strowman and sino nga yun yung sa AEW? Si Satnam Singh para pwede silang lumakad sa baha.
No, Emil, I think R18 yung balak ni Ina with BA and WO. From the looks of it.
I thought parang like if there's a way for me to get home, tapos may dalawa ko kasamang wrestler. Okay, thinking it a different perspective.
Yeah, no, you're stranded. You can't get anywhere. Since R18 naman yung usapan, I would probably take with me like Mina Shirakawa and who else? Sky Blue, whatever.
All right. Glendale says he's watching the G1. I have to catch up a lot.
Doc G, bibilan din ba kita ng Mina Shirakawa ebook? Let us know. May time pa para mag-order. Amazon lang yan. What up, Jeff? Hello. How are you?
What's up to Jeff, our new friend who's been attending our viewing parties?
Hey.
Dur, what's up?
We gotta shut up.
Who's ready for story time? What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
Let me talk to you.
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Adam
Hey everyone, this is Jeff Cobb.
I have to finish the story.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Run!
Bang! The sniper is shooting you down. This is TMDK's Robbie Eagles.
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
Hello, my name is Ilya Dragunov, the Czar, the NXT champion, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to...
And you're listening.
And you are listening.
And you're listening
to the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling
Podcast. The Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stancy, Romoran, and Emil Nate checking in on another Thursday. And before we get to all of the wrestling talk, we just got to say now, we know it's been a crappy 24, 48 hours for everybody who's been affected by Carina. So we just want to say we hope everyone has been safe and dry kahit papano. And if you're not, I hope that you're getting the help that you need. And if you do have the time, the bandwidth, the resources to go and help out, please do. Kasi maraming nangangailangan ngayon. Don't hijack the hashtags on social media because people still need that kahit na humupa na yung ulan, bumaba na yung baha and all of that. So if you can find a way to help out yung mga kababayan natin who are in need, please do. Marami dyan mga legit na efforts, relief efforts going around. I'd like to think that yung mga pinakamadali, yung mga school, yun yung mga sure kang mapagkakatiwalaan mo. Like yung mga relief efforts na
yung Angat Buhay.
Pinamount ng mga schools. Yun, Angat Buhay, that's another one. That's right. If you're on the PH Coronavirus Updates Telegram group chat, which for some reason I still am, they actually linked to the Angat Buhay post. So just look for that and contribute however you can. Sobrang kailangan talaga ng mga both the humans and animals who are in need after all the shit went down thanks to Carina. All right. Okay. Some wrestling talk. Syempre, we for us here on the Wrestling Podcast, we're fine enough to resume with regular programming. So let's get to some housekeeping, some plugs, mga upcoming events natin, starting with our WWE 2K24 tournament na gaganapin sa August 3, Saturday, 7 p.m. at Hobby Stadium. This is an event we are mounting alongside our friends from Everybody's Toys and Collectibles. Shout out to Dwayne Manalastas, who's in the chat right now. If you want to get your tickets, they're available at facebook.com/everybody's toys. That's EVERYBODYSTOYS. So may registration fee tayo for both players and for audience members. That's because each ticket comes with the fried chicken skin from Hobby Stadium and a raffle entry. Marami tayong prizes up for grabs. Among them, the iconic CM Punk Best in the World Ringer tee. So if you want to get the authentic CM Punk Ringer t-shirt.
That's the prize of the tournament.
Oh, yeah. That's the prize if you win. Meron tayong other prizes for yung mga audience members na we'll have raffle tickets just because they're there. All right, so that's why you have to pay to enter. We're looking for a minimum of 8 players, but if we can get 16, then we'll have a full house for our WWE 2K24 tournament on the eve of SummerSlam. Speaking of SummerSlam,
sorry. Before now, we'll also be there. Jasper will be there. Medyo rare Pokemon to Jasper, so it's gonna be great. We'll also be down to play some casual games with you. Casual games of casual matches of 2K24. So tara, punta tayo. It's gonna be a fun night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yun lang. WWE 2K24 lang yung games natin. We're not gonna play games with your heart or whatever. Unlike Dirty Dom. All right, Ro, let's tell them about the SummerSlam viewing party on Sunday, August 4.
SummerSlam is live on Sunday, August 4. Syempre, nakontrata na natin ang Skinny Mike Sports Bar in BGC. We still have spots for our tables, our table reservations available. Marami pa. You don't have to worry about it. If you're thinking of walking in, that's totally fine. But syempre, it's a lot more convenient if you get your early bird tickets. It's only 350 pesos with free iced tea. You also get automatic table reservation. We're making that happen finally after some growing pains from the last event. And if you don't reserve early, if you walk in, it's only 450 pesos. May libreng iced tea na rin. I think we will be doing some raffles as well, care of Dwayne Manalastas and Everybody's Toys and Collectibles. Just got to finalize on what the prizes will be, if ever. But we're all gonna have a fun time. Marami ng matches on the book for SummerSlam, and it's looking to be a monumental event with a lot of stakes, a lot of game changing happenings going on. The event starts at 7 a.m. That's the main show. So the doors will open at 6 a.m. So please, please, please come early. I know that you guys are lining up as early as 5. So if you want to watch it live with us, we'll be there at Skinny Mike Sports Bar. See y'all.
All right. Again, tickets at $350 for the early birds, $450 for the walk-ins. Emil, let's tell them about the Patreon community.
All right, so there's a lot of things going on in the Patreon, in the Discord, and you can join our Discord by subscribing to our Patreon. You can also support the podcast by also subscribing to our Patreon program. It's at patreon.com/wrestling podcast. Right there below is the link. As well as $5 to 270 to 280 pesos locally. Like I said, Discord server. There's a lot of things going on, and if you are part of our Patreon or our Discord community, you can have some input on our show by kasi we're starting to do this every week, so that we're asking our patrons if there's a question that they want to be answered on the air. So and also you get to chat to us about anything, everything that you like. Also, the pasabays, if you are part of our Patreon program, you'll get some discounts, some service fees. So we're opening up our July pasabay this week. So
open na siya.
Yeah. Open na pala siya. So if you want to get your authentic wrestling merch, you can do that. And also the review content of the weekly wrestling shows, courtesy of all of us: Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, the weekend AEW show, SmackDown, Impact, all of that. And again, by subscribing to our Patreon, you're pretty much supporting the pod. Again, going strong for 10 years. Again, the link is right there below. It's patreon.com/wrestling podcast.
Kung kailangan yung bumili ng Friday photo book ni Mina Shirakawa from Amazon Japan, wala kayong credit card na pambili online, you know what to do, y'all. I'm looking at you, Father Bruce, Adore. I know what you like.
Yung link nandyan sa baba, tinyurl.com/July 2024 pasabay. We've got a new patron benefit, by the way, for our existing patrons. You can actually sit in and watch our recordings of the audio-only episodes. So yan, we're gonna be sharing details dun sa ating patron Discord. So that's a new added benefit that we just came up with and decided on today. Literally today.
Ano yan. Pasalamatan. If you like that, pasalamatan ni si Chino. Siya, idea niya.
Salamat Discord admin Chino. Saying what's up to Bobby Salazar, who's a new name
Bobby.
here on the Facebook comments. Thank you so much for joining us. Eto, last plug. Happy Row noises.
Oi! Huey. Anyway, sorry. Walang the boys. Walang the boys of Blast TV. Did y'all know that Blast TV is offering 1 month for free to everyone who is not getting it for free currently kasi dahil sa mga nasalanta ng bagyong Carina. So, Mr. Ovation is kind enough to give everyone else who is not on Converging Globe a free 1 month subscription to Blast TV. I think it's on their Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken. Just scan. I think it's a QR code. Just scan that stuff and be on your way so you can watch the free and up-to-date and live main roster television programs, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, as well as other stuff. Other sports are also showing there as well. The NBA will be showing in a couple of months, I guess, when it comes back. The NFL will also be showing soon in a month or so when the regular season starts. And maraming ibang ganap. So go catch that. If you have been listening to us preach about the glory of Blast TV, if you've been wondering how to, kung hindi siya free for you, and if you've been wondering how to, or what really lies in store for you on Blast TV, go check that out. Head on over to the Blast TV PH Facebook page. If not, if you are on Globe and Converge, it's www.blasttv.ph. It is free $99. Go check that out.
yung bagong pasabog nila actually as of today is that they are the official media rights holders of the WNBA in the Philippines. If
Hey,
you want to catch the
Hey!
WNBA outside of League Pass, then Blast TV and Tap DMV is the way to go.
If
So, yun.
you were looking for a way to watch Caitlin Clark, eto na.
There you go. All right, we're going to start things off here with a patron question. So, this one comes to us from MJ Lapus, one of our longtime patrons, who was watching SmackDown and napansin niya that during the Logan Paul LA Knight promo battle, Logan Paul casually referred to LA Knight as Sean kasi ginagago niya si LA Knight. And, for those who don't know, LA Knight's government name is Sean Ricker. So, eto, question natin from the patrons. How do you feel about shoot names or government names being worked into promos and segments as an Easter egg? Yung tipong, if you know, you know.
Saying hey to Troy, by the way. Troy from
Hey, Troy.
Joshi
Hey,
Journals
Troy, what's
is,
up?
Is joining us over on YouTube, so the Facebook people can't see him. But hey, Troy, thank you for tuning in. Is there a place for wrestlers' real names? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. Okay lang naman. It's not like it's protected information nowadays. Diba? Anyone can go on Wikipedia and see that LA Knight's shoot name is Sean. Diba? So at this point, if you didn't know that already, and it's not like ooh, glass shattered. Oh, it's just his real name, his non-working name. So it's. I mean, at this point, everyone who watches wrestling knows that most names that people use in the ring are not their real names. So alam na lang there's a shoot name, there's a kayfabe name. So I don't care. It doesn't really make a big difference to me.
I don't know about this one. Medyo na-cornyan ako when wrestlers are doing this. Imagine in a movie, right? Like you're taunting yung kalaban mo sa movie and you're calling him by his real name instead of the name of his character. Parang,
I'm gonna kill you, Brad Pitt.
Oh,
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet di ka pa nanonood ng Deadpool.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen Deadpool, and it's cool. Pero normally that wouldn't fly. It's corny. Siguro.
I mean, wait, the feud. Like I say, okay, the feud between LA Knight and Logan Paul has really been about pretty meta stuff, diba? Logan Paul's been ragging on LA Knight not having been a champion despite how many years in the business. All that stuff doesn't really make sense outside of or inside wrestling. So I don't know. For this particular case, it's even more okay for me.
Siguro ako, I got soured by this when MJF does this. Kasi sometimes
when does MJF refer to someone by their shoot name?
Maybe in his feud against Punk all those years ago.
Everybody knows CM Punk's real name is Phil.
Exactly. Yeah. It's corny to me because of
Drew even called him Phil.
Yung first explanation.
Michael Cole called him Phil.
You don't call the actor's name by his real name in a movie or in a TV show.
I don't know.
What I'll say about this is I think nag-peak siya in 2011 when Punk was feuding with Triple H. Kasi he dropped the line na this isn't CM Punk arguing with Triple H. This is CM Punk this is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque. Like nag-peak yun dun and then afterwards just went downhill from there. Like when Undertaker and AJ busted out each other's shoot names, it didn't hit as hard for me.
Yeah. So what is the point are you for or against it?
Parang it just doesn't hit me as hard. Alam mo yun? Like it's
no,
not
is it acceptable
anymore.
or not?
I'm ambivalent towards it, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't care as much.
Because it's not like the 80s anymore. No shit. You mean Ric Flair's real name is not Flair the way it's spelled? We are here at this point in time in wrestling, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't, Emil. You wouldn't call someone a wrestler by their shoot name on Twitter.
From your perspective, when you were working as Sandata and someone cut a promo on you and called you Romeo Moran, how would you have felt?
I don't know. At that point, I was already pretty much out anyway. So,
but you were still under the mask.
Oh,
sure. I mean, right now people still call me Sandata. So what's the difference there?
The difference now is like you're in real life, diba? Like we are
Yeah,
in
I
an
mean,
open space, but like in the context of an in-ring promo
Wrestling.
or in a
no, I,
PWR segment from back in the day.
I wouldn't have gotten mad. Like I would have been like,
Okay.
ooh, spicy. Pero hindi ko siya, it wouldn't have made me mad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you very much to MJ, one of our longtime patrons, for that question. We've got another one later on in the show. But first, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. And let's talk about CM Punk, since we already alluded to him moments ago. So this is happening. It's going down at SummerSlam. Punk, McIntyre, Rollins as the special guest referee. So people have been speculating na hala, baka di pa cleared si CM Punk, blah, blah, blah. Then finally, ito na, in-announce ni Punk na he's medically cleared. Rollins is also part of this because obviously he's got beef with both Drew and Punk. So, Emil, what do you think about how this has all been set up heading into SummerSlam?
What a weird way to involve Seth in this. It's not like he's injured so he can't compete. He's actually naka-wrestle na nga siya nung Money in the Bank, diba? So, I'm actually okay with this one being a one-on-one match first because they need to get this out of the way before involving Seth again in the Punk feud. So a lot of people are already looking forward to sa kung anong susutin na ni Seth Rollins as a referee for SummerSlam. But yeah, because parang nagsimula to when Punk inserted himself as a referee on the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view. So it's only right that they use the special guest referee stipulation for this one because it makes things a little bit more interesting when a referee is someone who has problems with both wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny. No, it's fun. It's a fun way to incorporate Seth Rollins. Like, yeah, it's a great bit of editing, by the way. Because hey, you got to this point by causing the brouhaha from the last pay per view, Money in the Bank. Yeah, Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good bit of writing. Obviously Seth is doing nothing because the big match is Drew versus Punk. So, and the other big Raw match is Gunther versus Damian Priest. So, it's a good way na nahanapan nila ng papel si Seth. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this with a special referee bit.
I'm surprised this wasn't more obvious enough because everybody was saying, "Oh, let's make it a triple threat." And at that point, I was like, "For what?" Alam mo yun, parang it's a three-way blood feud. I get it, but if all of them hate each other and nothing's on the line, then I don't think it makes sense for all of them to just be in some random triple threat match. So I kind of like that they went with a special guest referee spot here, and I'm surprised that more people didn't think about this.
I think nobody. I don't know. I guess nobody was thinking of the plot device then. Because you want a match, right? So you are thinking of you're thinking of all men competing in the match. So you don't really think of one of them facilitating the match. But I guess it's also a testament then to how well it was written. Yung pagka-involved ni Seth sa feud, and syempre his past history with Punk and Drew. So it's the magic of long-term storytelling. So I don't fault people for thinking or wanting Seth to be in that match because the pieces are there. The pieces really were there. It's just that you're right. Punk versus Drew is still the big money match.
Yeah.
Saka nakakapanibago yung na they are using the special guest referee stipulation again because they used to do this a lot, especially in the Attitude Era. So it's kind of a throwback, but also in a way it kind of fits to the story that they're telling.
Yeah, it's not one of those cases where we're in insert city here, let's bring out local legend XYZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jelly Roll, gagawing special referee. He's gonna be there anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna perform. Eto, tanong ni Albert sa YouTube, will this lead to Punk versus Seth at WrestleMania or a triple threat? Triple threat ng none of them are champion. How do you know any of them will be champion heading into WrestleMania? I think most likely na it leads to Punk versus Seth at Mania.
Yeah, I think Punk versus Seth is the way. Like I said, they have been milked. But I don't know. It's funny to have a triple threat for nothing.
Oo nga eh.
That's what I was saying a minute
But
ago.
it's funny in a way na I kind of want to see it to see how they're gonna do it. Because it's not for anything except for the bragging rights or the satisfaction of beating two of your most hated people.
Parang mas may sense pa yung triple threat nung legacy nung WrestleMania 26, was it? When they had a triple
Yeah.
threat, because at least they had beef. Parang you could argue na Cody and DiBiase wanted to beat Randy Orton, di ba? Na they could double team him
You know,
or whatever.
I think they could pull it off. I think they can pull off the blood feud triple threat, even though blood feuds are supposed to be between two parties.
Yeah.
I think the hatred is strong enough in these three men to make it make sense.
Ay, gagawin siyang unsanctioned match across three
Yeah.
parties.
Why the fuck not? Diba? It's gonna be fun.
I'm sure. I just can't let it, I can't make
I
it
think-
make sense lang in my
No,
head because we've
I
never
think,
seen it.
I think Triple H's creative has the K to do it.
Yeah, okay. In Paul Levesque we trust, as we've been saying over the last couple of years. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, usapang Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan and then some. But first, a quick word from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network. All right, let's talk about that huge scene at no Monday Night Raw where Dom and Rhea were in the middle of the ring and Liv Morgan was in the far corner of the arena. They even had the split screen thing going on and Liv was taunting Rhea Ripley. Then Dom grabbed the mic and then sinabi niya kay Liv na, I don't love you, I hate you. And he basically ripped her to shreds in front of the whole world. So we know that Liv Morgan is the clear heel here and that Rhea Ripley is the clear babyface. But in doing what he did, has Dirty Dom become a babyface?
I don't know.
No.
It's easy to think na this was the big happy ending for Tambalang Dom Rhea.
Oh, may
But-
licking pang naganap.
Yeah. I think this is the precursor to a big heel turn.
Yep.
Or not
From
a turn yet. A heel turn, Dom turning on Rhea.
Oh.
I don't know. I guess why do you do this? I guess I don't know. Why do we do things? Why do we do big things in wrestling other than if not to make people betray one another? I don't know. That is the pro wrestling brain arguing for me, but who knows? Maybe it might be a fun ending because it is still pretty over. But for Dom to align with Liv and turn on Rhea would push Rhea to the moon, I think, and that might be the big reason why to do that in the first place. Why to take away everyone's happy ending. That's just me.
Ako kasi, sobrang fake kasi ng reaction ni Liv. That's what I got. So, it's either Liv and Dom are in collusion with each other. And like, I will also agree with what Rose said na we are headed towards Dom turning on Rhea eventually. Because Dom has benefited from Liv over the last couple of months. Natalo na nga si Rey Mysterio for the first time with the help of Liv Morgan. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Like her reaction was just was so fake na I inclined to believe na they are in collusion with one another.
What do you guys think about yung pagpapasexy ni Liv Morgan dito and how it stirred so many feelings from the internet?
Yeah. People are saying that, oh, Liv, Triple H is sexualizing the women again. But again, to go back to what we said when Mina Shirakawa became a thing in American TV, is that when women are sexualizing themselves on TV nowadays, it is their choice. Diba? It's their agency to make themselves desirable. It's not again, it's not a dirty old man dictating na lahat ng babaeng papakita ng boobs. Diba? It's them taking the power for themselves. And if they want to be desirable, if they don't want to be desirable, then it's all on them. So it's their choice, and they won't be punished or otherwise for it.
So in storyline, it makes sense kasi inaakit niya nga si Dom away from Rhea. So
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
what a way
But
to
wala
do
bang
that is
pag-aakit ng Divas era? Like when, Tori and Stacy and Trish were all doing
Yun
their
nga,
thing?
she is doing it intentionally. Like she is doing it because it makes sense for the character to do it. Again, like I said, it's not the entire Divas division or women's division rather choosing to be sexy.
All right. People in the comments, let us know what you think about this one, especially since Liv and her outfits and even this entire love triangle has broken the internet in ways that only rival Joe Henry at this point, I guess. We'll talk about Joe Henry in a bit later on, but I want to stop on Raw first, I want to stop that on this topic from Monday Night Raw and talk about the Nikki Cross Wyatt 6 vignette. So this one aired again, and I found it odd na in-acknowledge na nila na Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan is back, he's part of the Wyatt Six, and yet this woman is clearly Nikki Cross. Even when she's in her outfit as Abby the Witch, she's clearly Nikki Cross. Pero sina Cole and Pat still sell na that thing, that witch thing, yan. And
Andy ba?
yeah, no,
Is that what I
they
was gonna say?
never
Oh, shit.
refer to her as Nikki at all.
Man.
They
Okay.
keep referring to her as that thing. So, yun, dun pa lang parang weird na siya sa akin na parang, okay, bakit di natin alam na si Nikki Cross to? And even yung video niya, there was something weird about it where they didn't even acknowledge that she was Nikki Cross or Nikki ASH.
Yeah, that's a miss, I think. Obviously, everyone knows. Diba? Like Chad Gable was the last to know. Uncle Howdy was Bo Dallas. So, yeah, I wanted it to tie to the real life, the real life happenings. Diba? The real
Yeah,
life
like Rowan and Bo.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted. That's the investment that I wanted to make, but they did not give us that investment.
And this is a rare miss on their part kasi they were striking parang they were doing well the past few weeks with Bo and Rowan. So parang nakapanibago lang na parang they're going back to parang this mystical thing na hindi natin naiintindihan. But I really think this is a new character talaga. Like, yes, alam natin na si Nikki Cross to, but I think they're trying to tell us na this is a different character. This isn't related whatsoever to her past gimmick as Nikki ASH. So probably it's that. That's the idea that came to my head when after I watched this.
I mean, I get it. I think it could make sense. It's just that in-acknowledge mo na si Bo Dallas yun and kilala natin lahat si Bo. Kilala natin lahat si Eric Rowan. And if we're gonna acknowledge yung history nila, then shouldn't we acknowledge the history of the other members of the Wyatt Six who've been appearing on our screens?
Yeah. Because that's the people, the fans, we want yung investment of us following their stories as real wrestlers, as real people, real talent. And then, using that as fictional fodder for your big horror turn,
Hindi lang yun, si Edge or Adam Copeland, diba, sinabi niya in an interview na fans want to be rewarded for paying attention all this time. So, diba, if you acknowledge na, si Eric Rowan yun, he's been with the Wyatt family since day one, from like 11, 12 years ago, and you get rewarded with that, it's very satisfying as a fan, diba? So, if you're presented with this woman who we all know as Nikki Cross, and then they tell you na, it's that thing, parang ang hirap niyang i-reconcile, di ba? It's like being told na, hindi mo siya kilala. Pero hindi, kilala ko siya. Hindi mo kilala yan.
Yeah.
It's
you're
weird.
right. No.
It's a rare L on their part.
Yeah. I wish. I mean, I wasn't rooting really hard for the Wyatt Six, pero alam mo yun, I did want to see Bo Dallas reclaim what was promised him and make it work. And then right now, this one isn't what's working. This one doesn't work.
Natatakot ako actually. Natatakot ako for Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis because I don't know how they're gonna spin those.
No, yung silang dalawa, they have WWE backstories, yes, but to me, they're more fresher slates, blanker slates, if you will. I am more willing to see them start over as different characters under the Wyatt Six. Kasi bago lang naman sila, if you don't watch NXT, you have no idea who Joe Casey is. You don't probably even have any idea who Dexter Loomis really is, diba? So I'm willing to see them be subsumed under the mythos ng Wyatt Six. But Nikki Cross has been a mainstay on the main roster for how many years now? Diba?
Yeah, she's a former women's champion.
Yeah, we know her story. We know we have invested in her so for so long now. So sayang yun.
Eto, may tanong si Jeff in the comment section. Baka may plans related to Alexa. We haven't even heard anything from Alexa Bliss, save for that one IG story where she was practicing Twisted Bliss again.
Yeah, she's raising a baby. Leave her alone. May baby siya.
Bakit? Si Becky Lynch naman bumalik agad. Not even a year, I think. After Ru was born.
She's living off of Ryan Cabrera's money from the 2000s.
Sana all. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Joe Hendry on NXT. But first, a quick word from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network.
He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Mga Joe Hendry fans, yung mga believers, naglalabasan sa comment section. Joe Hendry has become a huge part of NXT now. Like, he's either mentioned or appearing on every episode. And now it's gotten to a point where NXT aired a whole ass vignette explaining his popularity, why he's gone viral, and they're doing the Joe Hendry in-ring concert next week on the first night of the Great American Bash.
So nanakaw na talaga NXT Joe Hendry from TNA. Is that even possible?
What a world we live in.
Can WWE buy out Joe Hendry's TNA contract? Is that possible? I think yun na lang kulang diba?
Yeah.
Like, we'll buy it out and then, we'll put him on NXT and then maybe, if you're lucky, TNA will get him sometimes.
They're really milking the Joe Hendry appearances, lalo na on social media.
Y'all are giving him clout.
I'm saying it like it's a bad thing. This is like Zack Ryder all over again.
I don't believe in Joe Hendry that much, but I'll let y'all cook.
I don't want to put too much pressure on Joe Hendry, but next week's segment is probably the most important in-ring segment that he will have in his wrestling career so far. And if he bombs this, that's not going to bode well for his future WWE career. So this is his shot. This is his time to let all his charisma out. Because nakita na natin siya in ring, di ba? And he was good, but a lot of people are still questioning his in-ring skills. This is what he is known best. His music, his promos. So this is his chance to shine. And because a lot of people just know him because of that theme song, because it's really catchy. But they've never seen anything from him aside from a couple of matches. So this is his chance to show what Joe Hendry is. And I really do hope he nails this. Because a lot is riding on this in-ring concert next week.
To be fair, yung musical performances niya are the one thing he actually doesn't bomb. Those have been really, really good. And I'll give him credit for being the ultimate performer for that. I think he knows how much pressure it's in. But even if the concert or whatever joke song that he has for anyone next week, even if that bombs, I think he's still gonna be super over. The theme song is over. It's what is sustaining him right now. He is this year's Bobby Roode.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad comparison. Except
Oh.
Bobby Roode went all the way to being NXT champion.
That's right. Bobby Roode is
And
also
Bobby Roode's actually was actually under contract.
Yeah, that's right.
Si Albert, sabi niya sa YouTube na if Elias got over, so will Joe Hendry. I was listening to yung podcast ni Chris Van Vliet where he had Joe Hendry as a guest several weeks ago. And Joe Hendry himself said that the very first in-ring concert in TNA was the make or break moment. Like, na-feel niya talaga na it had to be the best thing ever because if it wasn't, then tapos yung career niya. So, yes, Emil, I think he's well aware of the stakes.
Alright.
Siyempre, nakakaya naman sa'yo, Emil.
Hindi naman.
Nakakaya naman
Napasok
sa'yo.
siya sa piece, sabi niya, Emil, Nate said, my career is on the line here.
Di naman, kasi may concern lang talaga ako with like, parang there's more of a chance that he becomes like Zack Ryder. Na he might be one of those flash in the pan wrestlers na they will have a time where they're so popular, then after that wala na. So
To be fair,
may concern lang talaga ako with Joe Hendry.
To be fair, the man screwed over Zack Ryder, not the fans, or not whatever he did.
Okay.
People wanted Zack Ryder to succeed. Nung panahon na yun, it was the man that kept him down. Like, you had John Cena steal his girl. How is that? How does that not scream Vince screwed Zack Ryder over?
Hindi lang siya ninakawan ng jowa. Ninakawan siya ng jowa habang naka-wheelchair siya with a freaking neck brace. He had the whole GMA outfit down pat.
Oh, word to adore.
So sobrang different cases, Emil. But yeah, very very interesting how Joe Hendry appeared on NXT without really appearing on NXT. He's got a feud going on with Gallows as well. Like, they're even alluding to yung shared history nila from the Scottish independent scene and how si Joe Coffey burat na burat talaga dito kay Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry left autographed flyers dun sa parking lot ng Performance Center, which people actually posted on social media. So he's really hot right now, and you guys are right. It's pretty strange na he's basically become part of NXT fabric.
Yeah, right now WWE is the guy who the brother who wants to be greedy, diba? Yung kukunin niya yung toys ng kapatid niya, ng bunso. Tapos hindi na babalik. So, I mean, can TNA really complain? They are the little brother in this relationship right now. So, if WWE wants their star power, who are they to say no?
I mean, it brings more eyes to TNA.
Yeah. Does it really?
Yeah.
Does it really? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I watched Slammiversary.
Yeah, exactly. There, Slammiversary, diba? I'm sure marami dito sa mga listeners and viewers din natin nanood the Slammiversary hoping Joe Hendry would win.
Okay. Sige.
Those are eyes, diba? I mean,
I
sure,
guess.
some of us probably went to the site with a dog, but still eyes.
No, I say, I was willing to bet then, it was because of guys like Nick Nemeth and Mustafa Ali. But yeah, whatever, sure.
Oh,
hopefully that was the case, yeah.
I watched Slammiversary to see if Joe Hendry would actually win. Aminado ako.
All right.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
To win the championship.
Yeah, exactly. But he didn't win. Nick Nemeth won the championship, So to answer Glendale's question, I'm pretty sure the parody song will be about Gallows kasi sila may beef kay Joe Hendry ngayon.
Yeah, to point out to Jeff's comment here, he wants to see someone shout, he doesn't even work here, like the Mean Girls. That's Gallows. They're the ones who are mean girlsing him.
Sila yung Regina George dito. All right, let's cross over to AEW and talk about Blood and Guts. Okay, daming ganap, daming nangyari. Team AEW won, and Darby Allin got the win for Team AEW by threatening to set Jack Perry on fire. So, one thing I've noticed over the last year or so is that eto mga matches where somebody has to actually say, I quit. They've been ending because of the threat of impending bodily harm as opposed to a submission hold that's been locked in for so long. Kasi I don't know about you guys, but like growing up, at least yung time namin in a row, it's always been some deadly submission hold, diba? Or like si Rey Mysterio, binabalibag ng steel chair yung tuhod niya habang nakapatiwarik siya during that I Quit match against Chavo. But it's never been like the threat of like an impending shot from steel steps to the head like what Cody did to AJ, or yung nut shot with the hockey stick ni Adam Copeland kay Christian, or in this case, Darby threatening to light a human being on fire. Parang, I think we're entering new territory here in terms of like these I quit style matches.
I personally don't like it because yes, the psychological warfare aspect of it is novel. Like, and I also have to admit that my partner, Main Max, has done this finish recently. But to me, kasi it's anticlimactic. Like, you're using non-action, the absence of violence to make them quit. And while it makes sense in a narrative, in the narrative, uh, the part of me that wants the violence is not satisfied. Diba?
Yes,
I don't know about you guys.
same. I actually will agree with what you said. I understand it makes sense, but napaka-anticlimactic. Parang you already teased it. You already poured gasoline on his freaking body.
Wait, so you wanted Jack Perry to be on fire?
No.
Not on fire.
Not on fire.
Been there, done that, seen that.
Oh,
Pero,
but
I wanted something. I wanted something to be done, to be done to him while he says he quits.
Exactly. Yung like, we have seen this so many times before. Yung mga nagka-quit before, but I want them to quit while the action is happening to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Yeah. So in this case, Jack Perry would have had to be on fire before the Young Bucks would say, "I quit."
Yeah, I mean, they already lit them on fire nung Anarchy in the Arena, so they
not
he was wearing flame retardant clothing at the time.
Not this part of the body. That is more reminded.
But they could have done it, I think, in a way that would satisfy everyone. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so ako yung answer ko kasi dun sa question ko is that I actually like this because of the psychological warfare. Like, and it's new. Sanay tayo na, things are being done to wrestlers or to their opponents that would make them say, I quit. And parang just the threat of the nut shot, yeah, sure, there's a bit of pagiging anticlimactic, but I kind of like the psychological warfare more just because you're fucking with your opponent in so many ways.
Yeah, pero alam mo yun, it doesn't make for the best climax kasi the moment where the guy says he quits is the climax of the match. And
right.
It's not a physical climax, it's a mental climax, and it's not the same because you were already watching a physical show. That's what's missing for me.
What if what about a merger of the two? Kind of like yung Hell in a Cell ni na Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, where Roman had the guillotine on Jimmy Uso, which made Jey say I quit. So
that
it was physical and mental.
Yes, that was something being done. Like may action. Sabi ni Coach Conrad, action. So may nangyayari, may sakitang nangyayari pa rin. That was the perfect way to do the mental quitting, the mental threat.
Right. Or like, let's say the heel is going after yung loved one ng babyface, which compels the babyface to say, I quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Sige, ito. We showed you the picture of Jack Perry getting gasoline poured all over him. Let's talk about the unprotected chair shot to the head. So Mark Briscoe leveled Jack Perry, who was cuffed to one of the walls of the steel cage, with an unprotected chair shot. And social media is divided over here. So, there are people saying now, why are we bringing unprotected chair shots back? And then other people are saying na, no, it's a gimmick chair or whatever. So, meron tayong patron question from Doc G, who's in the comments. And he asks, was Corey Graves right when he implied that AEW took it too far? Or do fans have the right to think na, ginusto naman ng AEW wrestlers yun eh. That's why they even planned that spot to begin with. Now, before you guys answer, ito yung sinabi ni Corey Graves, which he deleted a few hours after he posted it on Twitter because people were saying that it was a gimmick chair nga. So sabi ni Corey Graves, and I quote, "This is not meant to sound judgmental or incite us versus them or question anybody's passion or talent or intentions. This is just coming from a guy whose career ended from a few too many accidental headshots. The art of this business is protecting ourselves and each other. Trust me, the gaps in memory are not worth it, I promise." End quote. So, quick context, Corey Graves retired because of concussion issues in 2014. So, what do you guys think?
Wala namang sinabi si mali. Sige, sige.
I don't know how this chair is gimmicked, quote unquote. I don't have the behind the scenes knowledge of how AEW does it to show you guys. So sorry, I can't answer this, but I can't answer that part rather. But I'm gonna assume that it's not as gimmicked as they think it is, whatever that means. I think this is still pretty tough. It's still tough material. Maybe it's a little softer. I don't know, but I will agree after doing a similar spot a few years ago in a hardcore match, in my only hardcore match, it is a little irresponsible. Lalo na if it gets people to imitate the spot in their own little ways. As we all know, when kids like to copy whatever they see on wrestling TV, diba? And the chair shots, and I assure you, I probably can guarantee you that smaller indies or indies who don't give a fuck about safety will be doing this with legit ungimmick chairs. So it's a bad example to set. Yes, I agree. It's a bad example to set because it empowers people to do it with real chairs. Maybe if there were a different weapon that's lighter, na malinaw na mas magaan pa, okay lang sana. Like the cookie tray that we use in our match, the baking tray that we use in our match. But this is a chair, and the visuals, the optics of it are not good. I think that Corey Graves raises a good point. Whether it's gimmicked or not, I think there is still a real danger to it. I hope that they fixed it, but it's still not a good look.
Gimmick man yun or hindi, I agree with what Corey said, and he's said nothing wrong in his statements. Kasi if anyone has the right to say something about this one, it's Corey Graves. Kasi alam natin yung history niya. Like, he had his career cut short because of numerous concussion issues. So he definitely knows what he's talking about. And again, gimmick or not, that was still an unprotected chair shot to the head. Kasi nakagapo siya eh. So he can't protect himself. Because sometimes when people do chair shots, they still find a way to protect themselves by using their hands. But this one, no. It was literally a direct shot to the head, which again is for in 2024. That's we don't need that. We don't need those kinds of hits, especially with the issues now with CTEs, concussions, and all that. So even though he deleted it, he was right in saying what he said.
Yeah, I wish he didn't delete it. Kasi regardless of who his employers are, tama siya eh. Diba? May point siya eh. He's a vet. He's a doer. He actually had to retire because of concussion issues, diba? So he knows what he's talking about. And inga, as Rose said, whether the talents know it or not, and whether these talents realize it or accept it or not, they set an example for those at the lower levels of the sport and the industry. And for a spot like this to be on a big platform like AEW television, it's such a huge precedent that you can set to smaller indies, smaller promotions, like Rose said, might not be regulating this as well as you would like. So yun, those are our thoughts on this one. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more Blood and Guts and MJF and Kamille, who debuted on AEW today. But first, another quick word from our other podcasts on the Pod Network. All right, let's continue talking about Blood and Guts. And I want to ask you guys about Matthew Jackson actually being the stable one or the sane one. Diba? Yun yung sinasabi niya when the Young Bucks first turned heel and did the whole succession gimmick na siya yung chill one, the cool one. And you actually see na he was the reasonable one because he was the one who was actually negotiating with Darby Allin.
Yeah, people give the Young Bucks shit for being spotty and all that, but they have actually mastered the finer points of storytelling. So uh, I think they have really matured as pro wrestlers with the new EVP's gimmick. So I enjoyed watching them here. Yeah, hindi lang siya super. It wasn't all pointless, mindless violence.
Mm.
Yeah, they've ever since nga turning heel, they've been doing this good cop, bad cop gimmick with Matt and Nick. Nick is the one na talagang wala siyang pakialam.
Yeah, the
Na,
unhinged one.
and Matt is like, will always, siya lagi yung magkakalma kay Nick whenever he goes over the line. So, and even though they're heels, parang parang may ano pa rin siya, may I don't know puso pero he's he's a sane one nga eh. So I actually like this kasi it gives them personalities, which is something that a lot of people were saying over the years na all these guys do is flip, uh, wrestle, do all that, but wala silang personality. And you can't distinguish one from the other.
Yeah,
Even
that
though
sounds
di
fair.
naman sila magkamukha. Yeah, like again, that's what the people are saying before. But now you could distinguish them as characters, which is a good thing. And again, it's part of maturing as wrestlers, like Rose said here. I di lang dito, but I've been really enjoying Matt as a character ever since turning heel, rather than Nick. Matt is a more interesting one because there's a side of him na even though he's a heel, na may compassion pa din.
Yeah, I guess you could call it some semblance of compassion. I will point out na the commentary team did a good job of selling the fact na Matthew Jackson was the one who saved Jack Perry because there's no doubt in their minds that Jack Perry would have allowed himself to be set on fire basta hindi lang sila matalo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling. Who'd have thunk? Eto, one last on Blood and Guts. Let's talk about Hangman and Swerve, the fifth men for both teams and their respective roles here. Because you see, Swerve was basically a pincushion for all of those staple gunshots, right? Like after he had the house on fire moment against Hangman, then si Hangman talagang hinintay niya na lumabas si Swerve, and he totally gave away the 5-on-4 advantage that Team Elite was supposed to have. So what did you think of the respective roles they played on their squads?
Well, Swerve is a chief sicko, so that's why he allows that stuff to be done to him. It's all mindless violence to me. Like I do appreciate the attempt to make it a little better, but to me, I didn't overanalyze it as much as we would like to, because I tuned out a little bit, just a little bit of the Blood and Guts match. But it's you always love it when they do some crazy shit like the staple guns.
Yeah, both guys were playing. They were not really team players. Both of these guys. Swerve was just there because he thought, why parang bakit wala yung world champion in the biggest match of the company. So he inserted himself. And Hangman, he's there just because of Swerve. And nakita nga natin sa match na Hangman didn't even enter the match until the time that Swerve got in. And he didn't even get into the cage until Matt told him na he will fire him if hindi siya tumulong
Oh
sa
yeah.
match
yeah.
itself.
Mm.
So it's definitely an interesting dynamic na dinala nitong dalawa into the Blood and Guts match na na they have their little beef on their own na completely separate to the other eight wrestlers in the match, and it played off really well, I think, in my opinion, na they were able to have moments of their own na sila lang talaga yung nagsasapakan, and they only really cared about beating each other up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not every 5-on-5 match, diba? Whether it's War Games or Survivor Series or War Games, Blood and Guts rather, na you have a dynamic like this. Na there's two people in particular who really hate each other and would not care about the larger match. Magsasapakan na lang sila. So that's kind of weird. Not even Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre from War Games last year, diba?
Yeah.
Both Jey and Drew actually wanted to help their respective teams in last year. All right. Let's talk about MJF, who is the new AEW International Champion. And he cut a promo there renaming the championship the AEW American Championship. Then he proceeded to crap all over Nashville. So, what do you guys think about this one? Kasi Nuna, he renames it the American Championship and everyone goes USA, USA, which tells you, na parang I guess the intelligence. Yeah, about intelligence were probably right. And then he had to shit on them all over again for them to boo.
And it's one of those things in cheap heat. MJF's thing is redesigning the belts he has. So yeah. I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on it. Like it's cheap heat, and I guess it makes sense for him, but it doesn't really, it doesn't really resonate that much for me. Okay, it's a different championship. It's a different name to the different championship. It serves its purpose as a heel. That's it. Okay, nothing else. Nothing mind blowing.
Yeah, Emil, this is the third name for this championship in its 3 years of existence.
They can't settle on a name, eh? Kasi I don't know why. I thought international title.
No,
was
this one is a joke name for MJF's It will not be a joke name if somebody doesn't change it when they win it again.
So it's when Osprey renamed the US title as the UK Championship.
Yes, exactly. Actually, I hope that they touch on that because it literally is the mirror image of this.
So it's weird. His character is all about MJF. And then, nung una, akala ko he was doing some sort of a pro-USA thing na, okay, because I'm from the USA, and the USA is the greatest country in the world, he unveiled the title. And then he proceeded to shit on the people of Nashville and, saying that
Kasi nga, they were chanting USA, USA, and MJF wasn't trying to be Hulk Hogan here.
Exactly. So it was two halves of a promo for me. Na it was kind of weird, but I'm sure this is not going to be the permanent title, even if MJF loses this. Diba? It's because first of all, it looks like a personalized title just for him.
Exactly.
It's not.
No, you know what that championship looks like? It looks like something you'd take to an RNC rally.
Yeah, actually.
Exactly.
That's true. Kaya nga madaming nagtatawag nung I was scrolling Twitter earlier. People are calling this MAGA championship.
It looks MAGA championship. Oh, no. Hulk Hogan wishes he had this.
It looks like something that, like you said, Stan, you would bring in an RNC rally. So.
Yeah, far be it from us to call ourselves experts on American politics. Like we know very little, if at all. All right, let's close things out here with Mercedes Mone aligning with Kamille, who's the newest member of the AEW women's division. So medyo under the radar, but Kamille has been a free agent for quite some time. And people were saying that it's only a matter of time before we see her in either WWE or AEW. And then ito na nga, nagparamdam siya. She attacked Dr. Britt Baker during her in-ring promo. And I guess she's a new muscle mommy for Mercedes Mone.
It's funny because she got the start as Nick Aldis's muscle, and then she's back to being someone else's muscle. But anything that gets you in the door, syempre. I love Kamille. I've been a big Kamille fan since the NWA Power days, and deserving na tong opportunity na to. Kasi, well, I am biased towards muscle mommies, but she has been working her ass off. She has been working overtime down at Billy Corgan's ranch, and I want to see. I think it's an addition to the AEW women's division that could pay off huge in the long run, like yung signing of Mariah May, which is already paying dividends.
This is actually a perfect role for Kamille. Kasi TK could have easily have her debut, go against a champion, and then loses, and then that's it. Like with a lot of these signings over the last couple of years, sa AEW, but this is a perfect role for her. Like she gets to be paired with literally the biggest women's star in the company, and by this development, so syempre Britt Baker lugi na siya kasi numbers game eh. People are actually excited that there might be a possibility that we can finally get the return of Jamie Hayter at some point because of this feud, of this ongoing feud now. Of course,
that's actually right.
Need niya ng rest back eh. So probably at All In, maybe. So who knows? But I'm also excited with the prospect of a return because of this development.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Emil, sabi mo kanina na AEW's women's division has a track record of women being brought in, being presented as big deals. They go and get a championship shot, and then they're forgotten and irrelevant. So if you're Serena Deeb or like Diana Perazzo, like how do you feel, diba?
Yeah.
When you see a debut like this?
It's all part of the game. Like if you've been doing this at the top level for so long as they have, it's nothing new. It's not a uniquely AEW thing, din naman. It's you do have to hype up the new signing, and then depending on whatever is the reaction to them, either they'll stay hyped or they'll fade away into a little irrelevance here. So, wala, ganun talaga eh. And if you are gonna be competing or working at the top levels of the game, it's something that you have to understand. And if you don't understand it, then you are a mark. You are a mark in that world. And it's on you now to find a way to break through again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else that we missed out on from this week in wrestling?
I think we covered it all.
We're over time. We're over time already.
All right, so let's wind down here and get to some plugs. Emil, what do you have going on?
Lalo man, again, all yung mga plugs at the beginning of the show, SummerSlam tournament, SummerSlam viewing party. Yeah, I will be in Manila for both of those events. I'll see you there.
All right, Ro?
Unmasked is coming back tomorrow morning. Julian, may pang-workout ka na. So we'll be talking about Renaissance 2017 in my match with Billy Swade. Oh man, I miss so much. And Stan is involved in that match. And
yep,
we also talk about the recent developments of Puso Wrestling. So I don't think we have really touched on that since in our last episode. So go check that out. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning on your podcast feeds, Spotify feeds.
Mm-hmm. All right. On my end, now steaming season 3 drops Ghost Month. So August 5. That's a Monday. Literally the second day of Hungry Ghost Month. If you follow, if you observe or believe or whatever. So yeah, go catch that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, as we wind down here, thank you so much to Babyface producer Jasper and everyone over at the Pod Network for all of the work that they do behind the scenes. And thank you for catching another episode of the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. For social media, it is at Wrestling2XPod. Twitter and on TikTok, individually, it is at EML_Meister, at RoisWar, at Chino Supersized, at Monday Night Rowan, and at _Stan C. For Romoran and Emil Nate, as well as Rowan ASH and Chino Liao, my name is Stan C, saying stay safe, stay dry, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast out. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Peace. Thanks, guys.